What's up, guys? So I want to give you guys a little update what's happened the last few days with the car. I was driving down the street and a little battery mount that I had bolted into the rusty ass floor, pulled the rusty ass floor out. Crazy. So I had some 1/2 inch all thread jobs here, and I don't know where the fuck I put them. I had some big ass like 2-inch fender washers sandwiching that trunk floor, and a little bracket on top hold down my battery. And that little guy was back in this corner here, right in there. All right, nice little cubby hole back in the far right corner to offset the driver's weight. Was running great. Hey, that rhymed. Went around the corner and that shit ripped out. So yeah, that was weird. Battery flew out, hit the side of the car, side of the fender, and everything went dead right after the intersection I was in. So thankfully I was out of the intersection. Coasted over to the side and checked it out and realized that that trunk release is powered by the battery. And that's what the battery's at. Take that shit through. I had a little fucking cable on the little piece of string on my trunk latch here. You see that little guy? Oh, kind of pull that and release it, and that just dangled out the back of the trunk lid. Well, I guess one of my kids didn't like that, so they ripped that shit off. So yeah, I had to break into the trunk, and of course I was going to work, so I had my dress clothes on, and that was fun to figure out what was going on. But thankfully, it was really apparent that the battery had shorted itself out, you know, besides losing power and everything. But I thought maybe something shook loose and I was going to check connections and whatnot. But man, it told me that it was shorting out, you know, started smoking. So, you know, there's that. You can see a little guy right there, a little char spot. So, you know, the car's trying to talk to me. That's kind of cool. So, I really didn't want to get into this trunk. This trunk floor was crap. Previous owner cut, just, I don't know what he was using, a blindfold and scissors or some shit, and he was cutting out the trunk. And yeah, it's horrible. This whole thing's full of rust. The whole trunk, I don't know what the hell it's called, back panel was just rusted away from the trunk floor, and I didn't want to get into that because I knew it would snowball. But here we are, snowing in January in San Diego. So yeah, so I cut the trunk floor out, and I'll show you guys some videos of that here in a minute. And took the gas tank out, cut the trunk floor out, and while I'm back here, you know, might as well box the frame, make that shit a little stronger too. I already did some boxing on frame rails going forward, from the axle forward, all the way to where the previous owner spliced in some kind of frame cross member in the front that's, looks like Stevie Wonder welded it in, so that's good. Yeah, so show you guys the car here. Nope. So let's see here. There's frame rail. I'm really horrible at this backwards. I'm learning this camera shit. That's all the stuff I cut out. You can kind of see the what he had was just a hackery of crap all in above the axle there, and that's like a G-body axle, I think, with those, you know, ears on the top there. Kind of cleaning up this cross member I made in here, plasmaing off some extra ears when I had the shocks different, and cleaning that up. And you can see over here, I boxed in the frame. I'm on my welds, I'm drunk. So yeah, gonna move this little bad boy back, keep this box plate going. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the shackles here are not in the right position. I think these springs are out of a 2nd gen Camaro. This is a 50 Pontiac, so shit's just working somehow. But that's not the right angle, and if you look underneath here, you're, well, not on that side, so that's not even with the other side, but the driver's side over here, that's hitting on that little rivet right there. My whole, there's no shackle. It's almost like a solid mount leaf on the rear. So that's going to change, and I'm going to cut this shit out. I'm going to build the bushing in here, and it's going to sit inside the boxed frame on both sides, so it's nice and double shear and solid and get these standing upright so the suspension works like it should. And I'll follow that over here and tie all this shit in here too. So show you guys how I do that. Probably gonna take me a couple shots to get that done, so I'll give you a little time lapse of me fucking shit up in the garage. Later.